Welcome to the Partially Cooked podcast, Katie Stewart. Thank you so much for doing this today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Yeah, for anybody that's watching this for the first time, what this show is every month we have on 5 comedians, and we interview them, get to know a little bit about them, and then we take the information we got from that interview and use it in a no-holds-battled roast battle here at, well, I was about to say the Joint, but it's actually at Birdie's for the first time this month
is the inaugural roast battle at a partially cooked roast battle at Birdie's Cabaret Theater and Lounge, which was formerly the Joint. R.I.P. We love them to death, but we're excited about the new opportunities and the new owners. They loved us. They grandfathered us in, and they've moved us from Thursday to Friday. So the first roast battle this month is going to be on June 26th. 27th. Oh, my God.
June 27th. There'll be a link in the description.
Yes.
But welcome, Katie Stewart. How long have you been doing stand-up?
I have been doing it for almost a year and a half now.
Okay, so you're brand new.
Too long. Yeah, not too long.
Has it been in Nashville mostly the whole time?
Yeah, I started here whenever I moved here. So I moved here and then watched around like a freak for a month, and then eventually started in February of last year. But yeah, I've done some shows in Memphis and whatnot, but mainly here.
Gotcha.
Did you go to open mics and stuff to watch, an intention, watching as an intent to do it eventually? Or were you just I like stand up, let me watch?
I wanted to do it and had the thought, I think when I moved here, I wanted to do it, but I didn't know how it worked in the slightest. Right. I never knew anybody that ever did it or anything. So I just went to an open mic to see how it worked. And then I realized people were just putting their name in a bucket or whatever, writing their name on a list. Right. And then, you watch 20 dudes go up and say come 45,000 times. Maybe I should try this.
Was there a moment where you were I can do this? Was it the 40th come, or was there a specific night? Do you remember?
No, I remember going to an open mic that I think I was one of 4 actual audience members. Yeah. Which I'm sure I looked actually, and I was the only normal looking person there probably already. And then I think after 8 guys going and literally talking about sex and whatnot, which don't get me wrong, I'm a huge advocate for that. But I was I should take a swim. I was I mean, these guys don't give a fuck if nobody laughs at this, maybe that's how this goes. And I just eventually tried it and I was I kind of see how it works. So
hell yeah. Well, in the past year and a half, what is the strangest gig you've gotten so far?
That's actually such a fun question. I knew the answer immediately the second you said that, which is so scary. Because, as a girl, you can get asked to do some crazy shit. But the craziest one was, there's a comic here who knew somebody, worked with somebody that was doing a festival an hour away from here, and it was called a self-reliance festival. And then we drove out there, and it was one of those things where you literally you're driving on the interstate and then you just take a right on a gravel road, and it was you drive down a road for a second and then it was you were there. And this guy was it was some tent, but there was a big warehouse, and the dude I think was a billionaire and had bought all of this it looked like Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium, just of the most random shit you've ever seen in your entire life, like a giraffe stuffed, a real giraffe stuffed, and then a whole gym of Planet Fitness equipment. It would made no sense. And long story short, there was people there for a self-reliance festival, which was crazy because I never felt more unsafe in my entire life. And we did comedy there, and I think they were ex-military or prisoners or something crazy that they'd all gathered together. And I was I'm gonna get in my car the second I get off the stage.
Self-reliance, is that a therapy? What is self-reliance?
It was to teach them how to fend for themselves, I guess. not like fight, but like how to like start a fire or like shoot a gun or something. And I was like, this is crazy.
Just apocalypse training.
It sounds like a cult.
I was like, am I the target? Like, am I going to get shot? Is that what I'm here for?
Were you the only woman there?
Yeah. Yeah, I was. I rode down with another comic from here that asked, because they told us they would pay us like $200 or something. And so I was like, sick. Like, I'm in. And, you know, I was like, I mean, whatever. Who cares what this is? I'm getting $200. Then I was like, I don't know if it was worth that, actually.
Was it a daytime gig or a nighttime gig? Was it?
Oh, no, this was at night. It was dark.
Oh, okay. No, yeah. Worse.
Yeah.
Sometimes the daytime gigs are worse. Like if I'm doing stand up when the sun's out, it's got a weird juju
usually
on
bad.
it.
It's usually way worse, I would say. Self-reliance, like I'm relying on Venmo to really pay out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm relying on God to help me not get raped in this tent right now.
Katie, this is going to kind of wrap up the end of our stand-up questions here, but which comic is the most influential on you?
He's the most influential, but I wouldn't say I'm like him necessarily, but definitely John Mulaney had like a huge influence.
Yeah.
I watched him like the most. I think he's like what got me into like stand-up just in general, because I just was mesmerized like every time I watched him. Just like you kind of like got in like a trance almost of like just watching him, and especially when he was on drugs, you know, he would just go like that on the stage. But the way he just like, he kind of reminds me of like maybe Nate Bargatze was like super dirty and like whatnot, because he took like stories and then like just made them hilarious. And, you know, I'm sure not all of them were true necessarily, but like, I thought it was so cool. I was like, he's not like, you know, sitting down, you know, being like, how do I write a joke about a record player? But he was like, here's a joke about a Delta flight and a story behind it. And I thought that was super cool.
Right. That's great. I like John Mulaney a lot. Do you think when, you know, if you find success in stand-up comedy like he has, that you'll get that jaw job like he did? Like,
ooh,
come out looking like
good question.
Did he have a jaw job done?
Oh yeah, dude. He looks like he looks like Squidward, like sexy Squidward, you know?
Yeah, it could be all the cocaine as well.
Oh, does that do that to your jaw? Is it like you just squeeze your jaw so much they get like super...
Isn't cocaine jaw like a thing? Like you're like,
Yeah, you do that a lot.
You do that, but like
I was just thinking maybe like he was just working it out so much.
Like, haven't worked on.
He was just natural.
Okay, these next questions are going to be about your job. So outside of comedy, what do you do to pay the bills?
I actually work at a couple Orange Theories here in Nashville and do like their like marketing and social media.
What's Orange Theory?
If you aren't familiar with Orange Theory, it's like a gym. It's like class based.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Are you guys familiar with Orange Theory?
Nope.
No, not at all.
Okay.
You need
I didn't know.
Set out your reach a little further.
Yeah. No, I figured, but it's okay. There's like a bunch here, and I do like their marketing and social media, and they're just like studios that have like fitness classes and whatnot. And the first time I told somebody I worked there, another comic, they thought I worked at a juice bar.
Yes.
So,
yeah, I was thinking like tropical smoothie. When you said Orange Theory, I was about to ask you some smoothie questions.
Oh God, I don't know if that's worse. Honestly, that might be worse.
I don't know. I thought it was like some kind of like prison journalism. Like
that would be cool.
I was like, cool. Like,
Orange. Oh, for the
orange,
jumpsuit. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, man,
that'd be if I worked at a smoothie place, I'd have an apron on, which I guess would be fitting for a woman. But you know,
I wear an apron. Hey, that's all right.
Well, you are a woman.
Yeah, you're also a woman.
I call it a apron every time I put it on. So yeah. So Katie, what's the worst job that you've ever been fired from or quit?
Oh gosh. So I've actually never been fired. I got laid off, but it wasn't the worst job. The worst job I think I ever had was, this is gonna make me sound like I'm a lesbian, but I used to do, I mean, I'm already halfway there, but I did used to do like power washing for a while.
Okay.
Like during COVID when like you couldn't do anything, I like did power washing business for a while. And, you know, I wonder why people think I'm gay, and then I say something like that. And
I'll wash your groceries for you.
Yeah, that was too much for me.
Okay.
I don't even know why. That was one of those things that I was like a girl about. I was just like, I'm sick of this. This is not my speed.
I love watching something like watching power washing, but actually holding on to the handle, I also feel like a girl, because after about 30 minutes of squeezing that handle, I'm like, I'm fucking done with this. Like, I am tired of this.
Well, my wrist strength is great, but, you know, my biceps.
Heyo.
So we've all, I haven't really, fluffed up our resume. What's the biggest lie you've ever told on a resume?
Oh my God, are y'all lying on your resumes?
I mean, how bad do you want the job, Katie? Like, you trying to be competitive?
I've worked in a lot of places that aren't in business anymore, and so I may be like I was a little higher on the totem pole than I actually was. What are they going to call the place?
Okay. Oh gosh. I would say, I don't know if I've never lied on a resume, just because I don't think I care enough, to be honest. Okay. But
that's fair.
That's fair.
I'm trying to think if there's a big lie I've told, like, in a job. I think definitely in a job. I think I've lied multiple times about something being done when it hasn't been done, obviously.
That's nice. Let's pivot on that one. Besides stand-up comedy, what do you think is your dream job?
I would love to, like, be able to play music, like, recreationally, like be on the road with a big musician and just, like, kill it on the, like, fiddle or something.
Do you play the fiddle?
No, but it'd be cool if I did.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So who do you think who's the weirdest coworker that you've ever had to deal with? I'm sure, being a woman, there's been some weird ones.
Let's see. The weirdest coworker. I actually worked at another Orange Theory in college, like, before I moved here. And my, like, manager at the time was, like, for real, like the memes you see on Twitter where it's like somebody's manager out here, and it's a guy, like, with, like, the Snapchat filter on his face being like, LOL, WID. Like, I had, like, a weird ass manager.
Yeah.
That would, like, send, like, Snapchats to all of us and just be like, you know, LOL, what are you wearing right now? And it's like, we don't have the schedule for next week. Like, what are we doing? We're like, what's going on?
That's great. It's like, hey, can you at least do your job before you start with all this extracurricular activities?
Yeah. Can you accept my non-paid time off, please?
You'd be way more flirtable, hotter if you would just do your job, please.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I'd, sleep with you if I could, like, get that 50-cent raise that we talked about 6 years ago. But other than that, it's fine.
Man, you held off for a long time for 50 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
Okay, so in that vein, and this will be the last job question here. What's the most ridiculous thing that a boss has ever asked you to do?
Ridiculous thing. Let's see. My, like, very first job I had, ridiculous is, I'm trying to think of another word that I could use to describe how this is. My job before this, actually, that I got laid off on, my boss asked us to, like, travel to, like, a couple different cities for all the Pride festivals. Which I feel like is a crazy. That's just to be like, you want to go kick it with the gays, and I was like, is that what I need to do? And they were like, sure. And I was like, okay, well.
Were you getting paid for it, or they just wanting you to go to the festival?
I was on salary, so I didn't get. It's not like I wouldn't get paid any more, any less necessarily, but, like, I thought it was like kind of weird to just like, it was like, go promote the business. And I was like, but I'm not gay. I was like, you guys know that, right? Like, this is my worst nightmare. Actually.
You set down the power washer like, hey, I'm not gay.
Yeah. And literally, I mean, I had like my t-shirt like rolled up on my shoulders, and I was like, I can't do this. Like, I'm getting hit on constantly.
That young man's very attractive. Let's hit on.
Yeah, I had a girl like come up to me I went and I had a girl come up to me at the festival and like give me a like business card to like join their rugby team. Nice. And I was like, I mean,
that's like top level lesbian flirting. Like, you get invited to the rugby team,
dude.
That's a hell of a move.
Real like discreet, like, you know how you like pass a cig? Like, she kind of was like, and I was like, what?
Hey, you want to play goalie?
Yeah.
Is there a goalie in rugby? I don't know.
I know you feel out of place. Come find out with us.
I mean, it is kind of you do have to wear like, you know, rainbow stuff. So it's like, I'm sure I played the part quite well, but I'm not going to look at her and be like, actually, I'm into men. So please get away from me. You're going to hell, by the way.
No, it's nothing like that. You just have, you know, the rugby build. Like we really,
no, and the thing is that I do. That's the problem. I have extremely broad shoulders for a woman. So
nice. Okay.
All right, moving on. These next questions all have to do with age, and it's never polite to ask a lady her age. But today you're not a lady. You're a comic. So how old are you, Katie?
Oh, I'm 17.
So, okay. Well.
It's been fun.
I'm 24.
24. All right. You're still fresh into your 20s. So what do you think so far has been the dumbest thing you've done in your 20s?
Oh, God. The dumbest thing I've done. I mean, I've done some dumb stuff. Oh, is this like life related or relationship related or
whatever strikes your heart? However the question inspires you, you just go with that.
Okay. Ooh, that's tough. I mean, you know, the obvious answer is start stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But you know, let's see.
Okay, maybe the 20s is too hard. So what's the dumbest thing you did as a teenager?
As a teenager?
Yeah.
I mean, I lied all the time, I guess. I mean, you think that your parents are stupid and then you get older and you realize they never were actually stupid. I lied where I was like 24/7, and my mom always yelled at me. And like, she knew exactly where I was all the time because she's not stupid. I just lied all the time when I was a teenager, honestly. That's
okay.
If I could lie about it, I was going to do it.
That's a fair answer.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of like I'm sure there is like something I've lied about that's extremely stupid, but
you can't remember it off the top of your head.
I'll think on it, and if I come up with one, I'll tell you.
Okay. And what do you think the dumbest purchase you've ever made has been?
Ooh. Well, I did buy a Subaru.
No way, really?
You put down the power washer, said, hey, I'm not gay. Let me buy that Subaru.
Yeah. I actually did buy a Subaru like before I moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
And this is before I even started comedy. And it would just like the second I pulled up to any, like, comics literally thought I was gay, like for a while, until I was like, y'all for real think I'm gay? And then I realized that they literally thought I was gay, and I had to tell them, I was like, no, I'm like not gay. So if I could go back and return the Subi, I probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably not the dumbest purchase, but it didn't help my case at all in the slightest.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. The age section is pretty short, so now we're going to move to politics.
Okay, all right. This is fun. Yeah, politics is always great. So, Katie, this is probably our favorite question. What do you think is your most bigoted opinion?
Bigoted? Can you define bigoted for me?
Like what's that thing that maybe would get you canceled? That opinion that's like, you know, maybe it only comes out in traffic. Maybe it's at the grocery store when you're waiting in line too long.
Oh,
like,
I think I talk about this some in stand-up, but I've never really gotten my point across. But I do think teachers deserve nothing.
That's a great answer. Okay. What did
Elaborate.
teachers do to you?
A lot. Guys, I mean, you know how like kids were bullied in school by other kids? I was bullied in school by like my teachers. Like my teachers never liked me, but also like there's just so many things with teachers that I'm like, you shouldn't, like, they get paid a little more than they should, right? Don't you think? I mean, they're getting paid a lot to like sit in a classroom with 38-year-olds in a locked room, and we're just like, that's fine. You know? Have you ever like, I mean, like I literally have a friend here who was a teacher, and like he does ketamine like every night, and I'm like, that's the guy that's teaching the youth, you know?
Yeah, every teacher I've ever hung out with that was like my age and had to go to class was a degenerate. Like they were getting drunk, doing blow, and then showing up to work at 7:00 the next day.
Yeah. They're insane.
But that's probably because I was always thought that they were like that because they got paid so little for all the work they did.
Right.
You have the opposite opinion. You're like, we pay them too much. We should cut their pay.
They're kind of getting paid. I think I looked it up recently, and they're getting paid like what I was getting paid for my like corporate marketing job. And I was like, I mean, how much? I feel like I'm doing a little more than they are. Maybe, you know, maybe not for the world, but
Oh, no, you're winning me over on this. You really are. Like, because let's be real, the future of teaching, what is it even? It's going to be AI. It's going to be robots, droids. In every future
also, it's
movie.
like, you know, like you go, like imagine graduating college and then like going to teach 4th grade. Like, you know, when I could have taught 4th grade is 5th grade. Like I could have, I could have done it. I mean, like that's crazy.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Okay, but like,
I think the teaching part isn't the hard part. It's the wrangling the students.
Right.
It's the dealing with you know, Becky's fighting Sarah, and you know, John selling cigarettes, and like I think that's where all the headache comes from.
See, I understand that, but then at the same time, like literally the worst thing that can happen is like a kid dies, you know? All you have to do is keep the kids alive, and that's pretty much your only objective. I mean, if the kid gets in the car and gets home to mom and dad, like they don't, I mean, what do they know? They don't know anything.
Right. I ask my son all the time, every time I get in the car with him, because I try to not ask just yes or no questions, because he's just gonna be like, yeah, no, whatever. He's 13, so I try to be like, tell me the most exciting thing that happened today, and he's like, nothing. And it's like, fuck. But I'll be like, what did you learn today? And he's always, since I've known the kid, he's never said anything. He's like, nothing. He's like, I don't know, I don't remember. So yeah, I'm on the no teacher side, dude. Or like, I guess volunteer work. I don't know. Older people, once you hit like 65, you can go teach. And, you know, you'll get food and room and board.
Did you not have one teacher that really inspired you when you were in school? Or were they all bullying you?
I had one teacher that really liked me. I think she might have been like partly retarded. And that's probably why. But other than that, like, no, I just like, I love to talk. And like, I just like, if a teacher asked a question, like I immediately said something, which was, you know, not allowed in school. You know, you have to raise your hand and all that. And then like, I could go like get into a serious lecture about this, but like, you know, in school you're taught to never speak out, and then you get to college and every teacher is like, why aren't you guys answering any of my questions? And it's like, I'm embarrassed. Like, I don't even want to say anything. But mainly I harp on like the teachers that are like 1st through like 5th grade, you know, like show and tell and stuff. Like it's teachers that do that, where it's just like, why do you want to see my shit? Like, why do you, like, what are we doing? Like, why? I mean, like that's the equivalent of a teacher like putting on a movie for me, is like some teacher just being like, just bring in fucking something tomorrow.
Hey, you do it. You bring something to talk about.
Why don't you do something and like bring it in and talk about it for 45 minutes, and we'll all sit in our beanbags and sit back and watch. Like, it's like, what are we doing? Like they're getting paid $2,000 every 2 weeks. That's crazy.
Okay, great. Thank you for the candid answer. That's exactly what we want on this show.
I like it.
I'm actually
on your team now.
Yeah, so fuck teachers.
Okay, so life's been wild lately. The news has been wild. So what's a conspiracy theory that you hold on to, that you actually believe in?
Oh, goodness. Conspiracy theory. Would it count if I said, like, I genuinely think that, like, the foods in the USA, like, are killing us slowly?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that counts.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely believe that. I've read like, just from seeing, like, friends going, like, abroad, and, like, they'll be like, I'm eating a ridiculous amount of food every day, and then they come back and, like, they've actually lost weight. And it's because, like, other countries, like, don't use all the, like, chemicals and stuff that we put in foods. And, like, I just think that, like, the US slowly wants to kill us.
That's a fair answer. I mean,
Yes. There's a documentary called Food Inc. from like 10 years ago. It's great. There's also, like, just the fact that a lot of pharmaceutical companies also own, former pharmaceutical reps and CEOs are now also, like, in the FDA and make decisions based on what goes into our food and the pesticides we use. So, like, people that make the medicine are directly making a profit from the sicknesses that come from the foods that we get. So yeah, I'm totally.
And I eat fast food every day, and it feels like they're poisoning me.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you eat something, like, you could eat at, like, even, like, Chick-fil-A or something and feel awful after. But, like, if you went somewhere, like, and there's places here now that actually, like, have, like, natural stuff where they eat, like, real chicken or something, and you don't feel terrible or something.
Yeah.
I was like, that was very bad for audio, but now I get what you were doing.
Yeah, I have a Chick-fil-A cup right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, maybe you just remind me, though, maybe that was my dumbest mistake and this is a crazy thing to bring up, but I got the COVID vaccine whenever it came out. And I think
God.
I look back at that and I regret it. It's not that anything's ever happened to me, but, like, I definitely regret it because the more I've gotten older, I'm like, I think the U.S. is, like, trying to kill people.
Yeah,
to, like,
that's what they've done for their entire 250 years.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
something. Did you buy the Subaru before or after the COVID vaccine?
Good point. After.
Yeah, dude, you're going gay. The COVID vaccine made you gay.
I'm so going to hell. I'm screwed. My parents are going to kill me.
Yeah. I think the devil will be like, wait a second, you got the COVID vaccine? Send her back to heaven. It's okay.
Yeah.
We only want cool people
She
down
wasn't
here.
born gay.
Yeah. She wasn't an original gay.
Okay, so no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, left or right, what's something that a candidate could promise that would make you vote for the other side?
Oh. Realistically, I think, like, free healthcare probably. Like, if we really got free healthcare, which feels impossible, but, like, if that legitimately was promised, I think maybe something like that, or just, like, stuff that was made cheaper in a way. Like, if someone really had a sought out plan where, like, gas cars were eliminated or something, like, we could go to, like, all electric, or, like, to where things would be more cost efficient. I think I'd be on their side.
That's fair. The electric car thing, again, really leaning towards the the rainbow here. But
I know. I didn't even vote. I didn't even register to vote, to be completely honest. So I don't even. I mean, I'm doing my best. You said political, and I was like, holy shit, I don't even know what left and right is. I mean, I'm right. That's all I got.
Yeah, my wife didn't vote, and so anytime she's like, he's so crazy, Donald Trump, I'm like, yeah, dude, this is your fault.
Yeah,
You were the one vote missing.
I did love the political stuff of, like, seeing Kamala with, like, Megan Thee Stallion, though. Like,
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
that's how unserious our country. That's how much they want us to die. They're like, we're just going to put the president with, like, the biggest rappers in the world and be like, you guys can pick.
The biggest interview Trump did was Joe Rogan, and it's like, what are we talking about right now?
Yeah, Kamala Harris was on Call Her Daddy. Like, I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so as a comic, if you could go back in time or today and heckle any politician throughout history, who would it be and what would you say?
Oh God, any politician?
Yeah.
Back in time. Let's see. There's got to be a good one. I think if I wouldn't say back in time, but I would definitely like dress up as like JD Vance. And like, but I would just put on like a fat suit and then just like have a name tag that says JD Vance on or something and just sit in the crowd with like a lollipop until he noticed me or something.
Who, Trump?
Or JD Vance.
Or JD Vance. Yeah. Oh, you would just dress up as JD Vance.
You would just troll JD Vance.
Yeah, like I would just like do it for like years until he like figured it out.
Oh, okay.
Hey, this guy was at Virginia as well.
Hey, what is that?
He's a real fan.
Is that me?
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Maybe the other thing that a politician could say that would win me over is like teachers could die.
Oh my
A teacher holocaust. That's
maybe
what would
we could put teachers in a building and blow it up, and I'd be like, I'll vote.
Well, I'll tell you this: a lot of teachers are in buildings that continuously get shot up. So,
and I don't
know if that helps.
It's kind of like maybe they should maybe maybe the kids should be aiming instead of other kids. Maybe they should be aiming for the teachers.
I just want to know what a teacher said to you that hurt you so bad.
Honestly, nothing. I wrote this bit originally. Actually, I wrote this thing about teachers because I realized that when I was in elementary school, we had like birthday spankings in PE. And then I realized that nobody else as a child had birthday spankings during PE.
Wait, you got birthday spanked by your PE teacher?
Like in front of the whole class, and like you counted out like how old you are. Like everybody was like 1, 2, and like that was the thing.
Yeah, that could be traumatic. And you're like, fucking kill all teachers.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe Miss Krotzer from 5th grade should die.
Did she use a swat or a paddle or just?
She raw dogged.
Bare hand. You like she sat down in a chair and then you like laid over her lap, like your tummy on her lap, and then she spanked you.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's definitely weird. Yeah.
She was definitely gay too, so.
You caught her power washing a couple times.
Yeah, I've honestly thought back to that, and I'm like, was I the only one that got spanked? Like, did I make up that other people got spanked?
Just to hide your trauma.
Yeah, I'm like, was it like? I feel like maybe it was only me.
Katie was the only one that had a birthday this year.
Yeah, everybody's like going home like all upset because they didn't get spanked, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, speaking of getting spanked, this is going to move great into our next topic, which is dating and relationships.
Okay.
So, Katie, are you currently in a relationship with someone?
I am currently in a relationship with someone.
Nice. How long have y'all been together?
We've actually been together dating since like February, but we've been together since like October.
Okay, cool. Congratulations. What is the weirdest, most regrettable message that you've ever sent to somebody you were interested in?
Oh God. The weirdest or most regrettable. This was like when I was in like high school. I was dating this guy, like we were in like a fight and I didn't like him that much. We were in a fight about something and he sent like a long like a huge paragraph message about like how like he was sorry and all this. And I was like kind of just like bored. And so I sent the picture of like that black lady that first said the like, and do you guys remember that lady?
No, I don't. Do you?
It's like a black lady that she's like, ooh, and like it's the lady that literally said, and I just sent that picture to him, and that was probably the meanest thing I've ever done in my life.
Just ripped his heart out.
I mean, probably so. He was like, I'm so sorry. I've never loved anybody more. And I was like,
I mean, that happens when you're 19. I mean, how old were you?
Oh, I probably was 17, 18.
Yeah, that definitely happens when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Usually it's the other way around, though. Usually it's not the girl trolling the guy, but here we are.
Not in my life.
Yeah. Teacher should die.
What's the worst gift you've ever given a significant other?
Given. Ooh. I definitely gave a boyfriend a shirt that was from my dad's closet that he never wore.
Did you just forget his birthday or something?
What?
Did you forget his birthday or something? It was let me get something for him real quick.
Yeah, I think I also just was I don't want to pay for anything. I was I'm trying my best out here at 19. I'm trying to eat ramen and popcorn, and I was you can just have this shirt off my dad's back that he never wore.
What was on it? Do you remember?
I think it was one of those old Vineyard Vines t-shirts. So it probably made him look a little gay, but
Man.
Did he know it came from your dad's closet?
No. It still had the tags on it, and I just threw it in a bag.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Clutch. Okay. And our final dating question is, what is the biggest red flag you've ever ignored in a relationship?
Oh. God, there's so many to pick from. I would say I've really ignored I'll tell myself and be oblivious to a guy making up excuses of why he can't hang out or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then only hanging out on the weekends. I've had guys be my cat died, and I'm I'll pray for you. I'll see you next week. I'm just whatever. Also, guys talking about their ex-girlfriends, but to a point where it's clearly they're still in love with their ex-girlfriend.
Right.
I'll just be he just wants me to hear everything. He wants me.
He just wants me to know.
Yeah, exactly. He's being honest. So maybe that. Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, we're going to move on to family questions now.
Okay. So, Katie, are you close with your parents?
I am, actually. I'm an only child, so we're pretty close.
Really? Okay. Are they proud of you for doing stand-up? Do they like it? Are they?
Very. They're over the moon about it.
What do you think is the most embarrassing thing that your parents ever caught you doing?
Oh, my parents in high school, for some reason went through my dresser, and they found one of those old huge box mod vapes and a negative pregnancy test.
Oh, you kept it for
I actually don't know why I kept it. I think I was scared to throw it away because they would see it, and then instead they found it in my dresser. So I was well, that was a terrible mistake.
You were saving it to trick some motherfucker one day.
I mean, I was at least it was negative. You guys can't get mad at me that much.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah.
Also, it's really funny because you have the negative pregnancy test, and then the vapes. Clearly she was stressed out. Right. She needed something.
I had a lot going
on. Take the edge off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved those old vapes that you had to add the juice to, and
Yeah, it was huge, and it had a screen on it, and I programmed it to have Mickey Mouse's face flipping me off.
Classic.
Oh, that's cool.
Honestly, I should kill myself. Teachers should live, and I should die.
Okay, what do you think is the silliest thing that you've inherited from your parents, besides your dad's t-shirts?
Oh God, my dad is hilarious. He's very funny. I would say probably just honestly the ability to not care about certain stuff. I'll wear a t-shirt that said I heart sweet treats, or just something stupid. That was a bad example, but just my dad will wear a shirt that's all the time that says Teenage Mutant Ninja Father, and it's I love that. I think that rocks, or stuff like that. Also they're very much people that are we don't care what anybody else thinks in public. If they wanted to dance in public, they would do it in the middle of a shopping mall, and that's kind of how they are. And I think I've inherited that.
That's awesome.
I like that a lot.
That's really wholesome. I like that.
What do you think is you said you mentioned that you had to lie a lot as a teenager, like just about everything. What do you think is the biggest secret that you ever kept from your parents?
Oh, biggest secret. That's a good one. I actually didn't tell them about like I've fully not told them about a whole boyfriend I've had before.
Okay.
Which is pretty typical, I feel for some girls, but
Right.
my parents are the type where I could say I like a guy and then they'll ask 97,000 questions for the next 3 years about that same guy. And it's I don't have the heart to tell them that we aren't talking anymore or something. So I won't tell my parents that I'm dating a guy until I fully like the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Until the pregnancy test comes back negative.
Yeah. Yeah. Until Box Mod Vapes comes back, I'm not telling them shit.
Okay. So what do you think? This will be our last question about family stuff. What do you think was the weirdest rule your parents had growing up?
Oh, this is a good one. I had, and this still pisses me off. When I first got my license, I, was super excited. I wanted to it was my birthday. I got to go drive around 16 years old. You get to drive by yourself. I had my car already. I was excited. And before I got to drive my car, my parents sat me down and they printed out what they had written of a contract of rules that I was to follow while driving.
Oh shit.
And there was they typed this up on Microsoft Word and made it themselves. And it was about how many people I could have in the car, the volume of the music that I was listening to and things there was a part where I had to sign and I legitimately refused to sign it because I was this is insane. How did you have the time to make this? I just wanted a sandwich for lunch the other day and you didn't have time. And you're typing up a contract.
We were busy with the contract.
I was is there a lawyer in here that I don't know about?
Also, how are they going to check? If you have the volume on 26 instead of 25, what happens? Do you lose the car?
Yeah, literally, it was if I didn't follow those rules, I was signing a piece of paper to where they were we have the right to take away your keys. I was is this the White House? It's crazy.
That's hilarious.
That's one of the best answers we've had on that question.
I want a copy of that contract because my son is going to be 14 here soon. So he's going to be driving. He's going to be on the road.
If I could I'll see if I can find a copy of it. I'm sure I didn't even fully read it because I think I got halfway through and was are you guys out of your fucking minds? This, I just want to go have fun. I'm not going to I think they thought I was immediately going to get in the car and go slam 17 tequila shots. And I was I'm stupid, but not that stupid, You
guys are acting like teachers right now. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you guys should hear what I have to say about them.
All right, this is our final what do you want to call it, category of questions, and they are what we've deemed personal questions. Katie, what are you a huge fan of? Whether it be a specific movie or TV show or sport or video game, or what are you a diehard fan of?
I would say just music in general.
Okay.
I love anything music related. I love music movies. I love listening to music. I love playing music. I have a whole vinyl wall. I love listening to old records, and my parents are older. That's probably where I get some of my music taste from. But I grew up listening to real old music that I enjoy a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel I never sit in silence very often because I just love music.
Gotcha. That's a good answer. What is your guilty pleasure? What is something that you love that may not be good for you, but you just keep going back?
Obviously sweets. I don't know how many days I've spent in life where I haven't had something sweet in a day. I love candy. like a 4-year-old loves candy. Like I love candy so much.
That's good to know. Okay.
I love candy. Yeah.
All right. This is a fun one we like to ask people. What is the pettiest thing you've ever done to get revenge on someone?
Ooh, to get revenge. Let's see.
I don't know what's going on with your camera, but every time you like look off whimsically,
It like zooms in. And it's
like
it's very like theatrical.
Yes.
It's very cool.
I thought I saw my camera moving in and out, and
Yeah,
I was
it
trying
is.
I thought it was just an illusion. I don't know why it's doing that though.
It's nice.
Yeah, every time you go off into thought, it just like zooms in on you and it really builds the suspense.
Oh God, I hate that. No, I'm just gonna stare straight into the camera now because I hate
That's less weird.
Yeah.
I already felt like my face was so close to the camera, and now it's like, of course, it's probably even worse. Oh God. Let's see, pettiest thing to get revenge. I don't know. Let's see.
You seem like you don't care about
We had a comic on that in college. She had an annoying roommate, and when she moved out, she hid potatoes all over the apartment. Like she put potatoes in the air vents, in the like down in the floor vents. She put it in the closets. Like she just hid potatoes everywhere.
Damn, that's pretty good actually.
Yeah.
I've definitely like started a rumor or two. I'm trying to think of like a specific, because like
how your
girls
PE
are so,
teacher only spanked you.
yeah, like you guys are fucking jealous, aren't you? I would say I think in high school there was like a girl that I like really could not stand, just because she was super like I hated like the materialistic girls and like super high maintenance girls. And there was one girl that like, I think she said something about like the girl, like where people were going to college, how she was judging them for where they were going to college or whatever, because she wanted to go somewhere big and fancy. And I think I started a rumor. This is so stupid, but in high school means everything. I just started a rumor that she like cheated on her ACT or something. And like it got to a point though where like they like brought her in for questioning, like because the ACT is such a big deal that if you get caught cheating, like you get in like serious trouble.
Yeah.
I guess in Memphis at least that's what it was. And I just told everybody that she cheated, and for no reason, because she just annoyed me. And I think they made her like take it one more time to confirm that she was like actually got the score she got, and she was really smart, so of course she did, but it just pissed me off.
ruined one of her Saturday mornings. You know?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, who cares? She was stupid.
I got
She's
a better
probably a
score
teacher now.
this time.
Yeah. Watch her get a better score.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm sure she's teaching somewhere now.
All right, and this is our final question for you today. What is a movie that you love that other people absolutely hate?
Ooh, that other people hate?
Yeah.
That's a good question. There's actually, did you guys ever see the movie called Us? And it was like it was like a scary movie, and it was like the black people, and they like were like a family, and they have like clones in the world.
Yes. Yes.
I love that movie, and so many people said that they hated it and thought it was stupid. And I still think about that movie all the time.
No, I actually like that movie. I thought that was a good movie.
93% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's a pretty good score.
Yeah.
But it's
Maybe
only,
my friends, I mean, I have stupid friends.
Well, it's only
so-
a 6.8 on IMDb. They hate it. Facebook hates it. But yeah, I remember that. I never saw it. But is that a Jordan Peele movie?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I like all of his stuff, honestly. That's probably why. But other movies, most movies I like, I feel like other people have also. Oh, actually, I changed my answer. The movie that was a book that came out not that long ago with Blake Lively, and it was called It Ends With Us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like super gay, but I actually like really liked it. Of course I did, but it was so good. And like, I think I was the only person that liked it. And every other girl I talked to was like, I hated every second of it.
Is that the movie that she got sued for because of
Ryan Reynolds? Yeah. And the guy, she like...
But I thought it was her co-star that she got.
Or Justin Baldoni, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen the movie. But it's good. I should watch it.
I thought it was good. I can see why people probably don't like it, I'm sure, because it's just kind of like cheesy weird, I guess. But like, yeah, he sued or she sued him for like some sort of like sexual like assault or something.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Like the court case got like shut down, I think, because she didn't have any evidence. So now Justin is countersuing her for like defamation, I think.
Yeah, and he's got evidence. He's got like screenshots and all kind. I've seen all that.
She seems like a crazy person.
It Ends With Us has a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, that's a better answer. Yeah.
It is.
You guys should totally watch it.
I guess I have to now.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do next, Seth. We're going to stay here and we're going to watch
It Ends With Us.
It Ends With Us.
You should do it, but have like your like people do on TikTok where they just have a camera set up so you can watch your live reaction to the movie the whole time.
Yeah.
Man. Watch It Ends With Us, because our life... our history watching movies ends with us. We're not watching anything.
We're actually killing ourselves at the end of this movie.
This is it. I thought you were going to say The Faculty.
We're actually teachers.
Well, Katie, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to do this. Before we get off here, what is your social media handle so any of our followers can follow you? Any of our subscribers can follow you?
For sure. It's just at, and then it's KT Stewart, Stewart, and then another T. So 2 T's at the end. Nice.
And do you have any shows you'd like to hype up before we get out of here? You got anything coming up that you want the world to know about?
That's a good question. The next big thing that I have that I'm excited about is I'm hosting in Chattanooga in the middle of July for Aaron Weber that I'm real excited about.
Oh, that'll be fun. Aaron's dope.
Yeah.
Or at the Comedy Catch? Is that where you'll be?
Yeah, I'll be at the Comedy Catch.
Dude, I love that fucking room. That room is fun as shit.
It's great. I've gotten to host there 2 times, and it's a very fun room, so I'm excited.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks again, and we will see you on June 27th here in North Little Rock at Birdie's Cabaret and Theater at 8 p.m. Okay. The tickets will be in the description.
Hell yeah. All right, thank you so much, Katie. That was a great episode.
Well, thank you guys, yeah.
Yep.
We'll see you soon.
Peace.